Good morning, my name is Rebel and I am the Rebel Reseller, and today I am getting my What Sold videos done early in the week, and hopefully we've got several videos Robert's working on right now for hauls and we can get a bunch of stuff out. It's kind of piling up on us, but we are planning a little sourcing trip here in the next few weeks, so we are going to try to get a bunch done and then release them while we're gone, and then hopefully do some sourcing videos while we're out there. But today I'm going to be doing my What Solds. I'm going to do two of them like I have been. This first one will be September 13th through the 16th. If you see me look this way, I have a board right here I look at. And then I'm going to do a second one right after this, and it will be September 17th through the 19th. Sales have been great. I expect them just to keep getting better and better with fourth quarter. It's just, you got to keep listing and listing and listing. I am trying to get through a bunch of stuff. One of my hauls I'm going to try to get done today is another one of the high bid online auction stuff that I won. And that's just been doing amazing. And I have several of items to show you here. And then I'm going to try to get a haul from last weekend done. And again, I've got several ideas, including the plush cleaning one that I need to get working on. But let's go ahead and get this stuff. If you're new to my channel, I've been selling on eBay for about 22 years. I'm mostly full-time as a reseller. Last year we ended up stopping selling on Amazon, and now my husband and I both focus primarily on eBay with a little bit of cross-listing to Facebook. And I may get back to Mercari at some point. I just kind of got away from there for a while. When I am going through this also, when I say something sold for $20, I do not do free shipping. I tried it for a year, several years ago, and just didn't think it was worth it. So, and I've not had any slump in sales, believe me. So if you're on the fence whether to do free shipping or not, you know, try it with free shipping. And if you've been doing free shipping, try it without free shipping. But so when I say something sold, it doesn't include the shipping. All right, this first item that I sold is a Sweetie Mine doll. She's about 20 inches tall. I've picked up a few of these, but this is my first one that was African American. It did take me a little while to sell it, and I did end up taking a best offer of $20 for her. This next item, I think I featured recently in a haul. This is a Lego Duplo market set. I think I picked it up at a consignment sale, probably paid $3 to $5. I try to keep this stuff straight in my brain, but as much stuff as we buy, sometimes I don't remember. But I ended up selling this for $18.55. It was complete, so I just went ahead. I was going to put some other stuff with it, but once I figured out it was complete, I didn't. And I just looked at other people's listings. I didn't have a box, and I think you can Google the, you know, the instructions and stuff for these, but I just looked at another listing that showed all the parts that were supposed to be in it, and that's how I set my picture up. This is a Nimcore Baby Fox Lovey and Blanket set. Usually when I see these, this type of item, I've probably picked it up at a consignment sale, usually anywhere $2 to $4. But I ended up selling this for a best offer of $16.75. Right now, I am trying to get rid of a whole lot of my older stuff. I used to sell a lot of single items because I thought, you know, somebody might want to look just for this one item. These days, I'm constantly changing. These days, I'm making small lots and stuff, so I don't even know where I was going with that thought. This next item is a Lovey that I picked up recently. Just again, I always pick up Loveys, and I ended up selling this one for the $12.04. with my stuffed animals, I would say I average $1 or less when I buy these things. I buy them in lots at these consignment sales or at yard sales. A lot of times they're only charging a quarter or 50 cents for them. So I buy a lot of them and I sell a lot. This is a brass wall planter. We bought a bunch of brass a couple months ago and I'm still getting through it. I've kind of slacked off and it's sitting over here, but I need to, the rest of the pieces were mostly things that were needed to get a good washing. They were just very dirty from sitting somewhere. But I ended up selling this planter for best offer of $18. This was in a recent haul. We picked up a bunch of hard goods, kitchen stuff at a yard sale. I am pretty sure she charged us $5 for each of these pots. I bought 2 different size pots. These are the Revere Pro line. This was the 10-quart stock pot. I am pretty sure I sold it the same day I listed it. And I did send out an offer for $66 and they snatched it right up. This is from my high bid online auction that we bought. I'm still plowing through that. I think I pulled 2 more bags yesterday to do a video, hopefully today. And that leaves me probably still 8 or 10 over there and boxes. But I ended up selling this stork for $18.55. When I do my next haul, I'll tally up how many items I've listed and how many items I've sold and what my profit is so far. This I picked up recently at a yard sale, paid $1 or less for it. This is, I'd never seen it before, Bendy and the ink machine, but I ended up selling it for the $18.55. This is a Louis Galoob doll. Now the doll was only like 7 inches and it had its little cradle and a high chair. I think I bought a box of doll stuff at a yard sale earlier in the summer, and this was part of it, and I ended up selling this for the $23.20. This is a Bunnies by the Bay duck. It's by Hallmark. This was a larger one. I like Bunnies by the Bay, but not all of them are gonna get you the profit that some of the others get. And this was one of those ones it was large, it's taking up space, and I went ahead and took a best offer of $8. I sell a whole lot of lower dollar plush. It all adds up. I think one day I counted in the last 90 days, I've sold like 80 some items for $5 or less. When I'm trying to get stuff cleared out, I just keep lowering the price and lowering the price until it finally sells. But think about it, those 80 items netted me $400 before fees and everything. And when I do my listings, a lot of times I have something that I've purchased and I'll have a bag of them. And once we've processed them and cleaned them and stuff, all I do is pick stuff up. I'm the type that when I'm listing stuff, I list a whole lot of stuff. No, I don't list it. I process it. What that means is I take the pictures, I write up the description in a spreadsheet, I weigh it, I bag it, and I put it away. And then each morning, I'm an early bird. I get up very early and I list as much of the stuff that I processed the day before as time allows. And then like at about 8 o'clock, 8:30, I start getting ready to do my packages for the day. So right now, there's a lot of $8 and less things because I'm trying to make room for all the other stuff that we've been sourcing this summer. So just a side note, but yes, I did sell this for $8. This is an Anchor Hocking pumpkin jar. It's glass with a lid. I picked it up at an estate sale somewhere along the way, probably $3 or less, and got a whole lot of lowball offers on this, but I ended up taking a best offer of $15 on it. This is a Small Wonders Lovey. Again, I just picked them up and This one did sell for the $15.76. This is a strawberry shortcake cuddle pillow doll. It was 27 inches tall. I think I bought this at the Goodwill bins, so I paid a couple dollars for it because it is very large. Had it listed kind of high, and I ended up taking a best offer of $45 for her. These were from my high bid auction also. I listed a whole bunch of McDonald buckets. I bought a box of them for either $2 or $3. And I'm down to just not very many left. I probably sold over half, but I did put these two together. They did have their stickers that were unused that you could build faces on the buckets. And I did sell it for the $27.85. This is a Dakin Bear. It was a wind-up musical. Again, I don't know how much I paid. Probably $1 or less, probably at the bins. And I did sell it for $18.55. This is one of my examples. I'm just going to be out there with this. I did sell this for $2.75. There was a time, like I said, like with little people and small toys like this, I listed them individually. And that way people who only wanted this one could buy it. I'm not doing that anymore. And slowly but surely I'm looking through my store and starting to pull stuff and lot them up and, you know, raise my price some. But until I get to them, they're just sitting there, and I did go ahead and sell this. These are some UGG slippers that I picked up recently at an estate sale. I did pay $5 for it. It still had its little plastic thing on the bottom, so it didn't look like they had ever been worn. I didn't have a box if it came with a box, but I ended up taking a best offer of $46. And no, I just sold it on sale for $46.45. This is just an example of another plush I sell. This is Frankfurt Hedgehog. I've picked this up, I think, 2 times now and sold it. The more different types of animals that you find, the foxes, the hedgehogs, the sloths, they tend to sell quicker. I have tons of bears and rabbits. I still buy them. But I did end up selling the hedgehog for $9.25. I think Frankfurt is some kind of, maybe a candy store or something. I don't know. This is one of the dolls I featured recently in a haul. I'm not sure. Yes, I think I have shown it already. This was a Tubsy doll. I paid $5 each for 3 dolls. And I'll be showing you one of the other ones that sold here, either on this video or I think it's on the next one, this from the weekend. But I put batteries in her and she didn't do anything, but reading on some of the other listings, she needed to be submerged in water, and I just didn't want to go there and have to wait for her to dry, because I bag everything, and I would have to wait for her to dry completely before I bagged. So I just listed her as not tested, showed the battery compartment that it was clean, and I think I sold her the same day for a best offer of $35. This is a Manhattan Toys monkey. I'm not quite sure. I must have seen a comp that was this high, because it's just a little 7-inch monkey, and not all Manhattan Toys sell this well, but I ended up selling it for $23.20. This is a vintage stuffed animal from the Dollar General, and the lady that actually bought this ended up buying a second item and having me combine the shipping. But I did still sell this for best offer of $8.75. A lot of people are looking for older toys. I love older toys, and you know, something will happen or they'll want to replace something. So I will buy vintage toys even if I'm only going to make $8 or $5 on it, because I just feel like I need to. I need to I just keep them, just keep them for people who are going to cherish them. This next item is a crock pot stainless wire rack. I had bought the cake pan that goes inside of a crock pot, and somewhere along the way, I don't know if I just didn't notice it or something happened, and it ended up with a dent in the side. So I just took this wire rack that was inside of it and listed it and sold it for $7.75. We are doing really well with parting out stuff like this. This is a Blues Clues quilt that I picked up. I'm pretty sure it was at a church, and I paid $1 for it. It did have some wear and some fading. I couldn't tell if it was homemade or not. It didn't have a tag, but I went ahead and listed it and took a best offer of $30 for it. This is just another brand that I do pick up. It's American Greetings. This was a cute little bunny rabbit, and I ended up selling it for $9.25. This is an example of vintage plush that I've picked up. It sits for a while until you find the right buyer, and this person came in and bought 2 plush, total of $20. One of them was one of those carnival style. It's got like the foam stuff inside of it. And then, well, they both were. So there's collectors out there for even this type of stuff. And then the other one was this little red mouse. And they paid shipping. This again is just another example of a sloth. This was one of the wrist wrappers. I find them quite often, and usually I end up lotting some of them. But again, sloths are very popular, and I ended up selling it for a best offer of $10. This is an FAO Panda Bear. Again, it was a large plush. It had been listed for a while, and I ended up selling it for the $12.04. I think it was one of those that I ended up ending and relisting, and then it sold. My computer is running slow for some reason. Again, this past year we started selling clothing. I think I'm a little over 300 listings now. This is what I'm going to be working on today when we get back. I've got piles, if you notice, and there's a pile here. But I try to process about 40 to 50 items at a time, and then my husband takes the pictures for me, and then I can get them listed. But this was a Lucky Brand pair of jeans, and I did sell them for $15.51. We have been, if it will fit in a padded flat rate envelope, that's what I've been listing them for shipping, flat rate. This is a scary plush from the Mr. Men Little Miss Sunshine series. I just picked it up not too long ago, and I ended up selling him for $13.90. I picked these up at a recent consignment sale. I don't remember. There were 3 dinosaurs in a bag, so I probably paid $5 to $8, more than likely. 2 of them were How to Train Your Dragon, and one of them was from The Good Dinosaur. That one wasn't very good. But the 2 How You Train Your Dragons, I think I listed one for like 30 something and one for 20 something. And I did take a best offer on this one within the same week that I purchased it, or listed it for $30. Let me go turn my lights on. This is those Ronco pasta maker machines. Again, just an example. I find the bags of these. In fact, I just bought another set of them, and I went ahead and listed these. It's been a little while, and I split it up. In fact, today, the measuring cup for these machines and another brand sell for more than all of this together. I just sold a measuring cup for $20, but I ended up selling these Ronco discs for $16.69. And we usually only pay a couple dollars at yard sales and maybe $3 at the thrift store. Another example of some of the brass. I did end up selling these for best offer of $34 for the 3 deer. I always buy things that are IKEA, Pier 1, Pottery Barn, as long as they're in like new condition for the most part. But these were just 2 embroidered guest towels. Didn't look like they'd ever been removed from the box. And I sold them for $13.90. I want to say I paid $1 at an estate sale for the box. These next 2 are just more examples. We bought this Temperware by Lennox set. We bought a huge set of them, dishes and casseroles and just all kinds. I think we paid $75 for it. Could have been $60. I get the 2 sets that we bought earlier this year confused. But this person bought this casserole for $30. And then this serving bowl for $15. And then my husband packed them up for me and sent them on their way. But we're way into the hundreds on that. Now, I think I featured this recently, and it's kind of a fail. I bought a leapfrog set at a consignment sale. I want to say I paid $3 or $4 for it. I thought it was complete, but it wasn't. It was missing 1/2 to, I think, the green train or something. Yeah, I think it was the train. So I just went ahead and listed the 4 of these together, and I sold them the week that I listed them. And I sold them for the $12.04. So I still made a profit, but it just bothers me sometimes when I get home and I realize I didn't check it as well as I should have. This I thought was going to take a long time to sell because it must have been one of those companies where you can order something with your child's name on it. So this bear did have the name Oliver on it. It was listed for a couple of months, but let me tell you, I don't mind things sitting until I find the right buyer. But I ended up selling him for $9.25. So somebody with a child or a grandchild named Oliver found it. I think this was kind of my big sell for the 4 days. This was a toaster. I'm pretty sure we either paid $5 or $10. I think it was $5 in the box at a VFW sale that we had here earlier this year. And I got a lot of offers on it, and I just kind of kept waiting, and I ended up selling it for the $74.35. It didn't even look used. I mean, there were no crumbs, no nothing. So if you notice though, I still put used, even if some people might list it as open box. I just don't want to run the risk of somebody saying I found one little scratch on it or whatever, so it's not like new. So almost always you'll see things that look new in my store, but I keep them as used. I did have quite a few Facebook sales the beginning of the week, but not the end of the week. I mean, not the weekend. But let me show you some of the things that I sold on Facebook. Somebody sent me a question about these Mega Block Thomas tracks, and I've had them listed. I had them listed for quite high, but they wanted to see the bottoms to see if it matched the set that they already had. Well, when I went out to look at them, I realized there's no way to connect them. I don't have connectors. I guess it's like blocks to go underneath. So I sent them a message apologizing, saying that I was going to go ahead and take the listing down because it's not usable as it was. And they sent me a message back saying, well, would you sell them for $35? I think I had them listed for like 50 something. And here I was just going to take them down and just sell the trains by themselves and just, you know, discard or put the tracks over in my booth. But I gladly changed the price to $35, and off it went. This was a Gators football plush. Somebody again sent me a message saying would I take $5 for it, and I went ahead and took it, and off it went too. I've said I will buy ties, especially if they've got their tags. I bought a bunch at the Goodwill bins one time. I mean, over 100. And I'm slowly but surely getting them listed. I have a couple of boxes back here that I haven't gotten to yet. But for the most part, I listed a bunch. And again, here's another one that sold for $5. It all adds up. And this is Five Nights at Freddy. Somebody had sent me a message on a different Five Nights at Freddy, and I realized I didn't have all of them cross-listed yet from eBay. So I went ahead and threw this on there, and before she could even look at it, somebody else bought it immediately. So I sold this Foxy Fox plush for $18. And then I've featured this a couple of times. These are the McDonald's Star Wars cups with the cup toppers. I bought a whole box of them. I think it was a complete set for $20 at a yard sale, and I've been selling them individually. I think I am down to one more left, but this was one of the Mace Windu, and he sold for $10. And then Bonanza, for it being Bonanza, I've been quite busy. I sold 2 things here, and then I think I've got another one featured, and then today I just mailed 2 more. Oops. This is a petting zoo sheep, and I did sell it on Bonanza for the $35.95. I don't do my shipping through Bonanza because they tack on another fee if you print your labels there. And for those of you who don't know about Bonanza, you get your payments still through PayPal. So I just go into PayPal and print my labels through PayPal and then paste over my tracking and market shipped. But this was just a petting zoo, which normally doesn't sell very well, very high for me. Now it sells, but you know, I like getting $35 for a plush. And then this was, I don't know why it's on that picture. This is another Thai unicorn. This one didn't even have the tag, but I ended up selling it on there for $13.45. All right, so I'm going to close out this video, turn off the camera, and reset and do my sales. I've got a big sale. Well, I got a couple of big sales over the weekend, so it'll be interesting to show these to you. Again, if you like my videos, I know I've been featured recently by Bolo Buddies, and I've picked up a whole lot of new subscribers, and I appreciate all of you, especially the comments that everybody sends me. But you know, please do like and subscribe. Click on the bell that shows you when we're releasing videos. We've been only doing about 3, but I've told Robert we need to try to bump it up because I've got a lot of littles that I need to get out, just some of the best practices and stuff like that. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we're going to get a bunch more videos out. But again, thanks for all the support you guys give.